Curious George, the curious little monkey. Here he comes, as happy as can be. Curious George, the curious little monkey. Why is he curious? Let's go and see.
Curious George goes to a gas station. It was vacation time. George was busy packing. "We're going on a trip in the car, George," said the man with the yellow hat. "We'll stop at the gas station for a map. That will help us find our way." The gas station was at the top of the hill. George got out and watched what the people at the station were doing. A woman was pouring water into the radiator of her big station wagon. "This will help keep the engine cool on a long, hot trip," she said to George. In the garage, a little red car was high up in the air on a lift. The gas station owner was standing under it. He smiled at George and said, "I'm changing the oil so the car will run smoothly." A man and a woman were trying to hitch a camper to the back of their car. "Let's hurry," said the man. "We're already late." "I know we're late," said the woman, "but it's safer not to hurry." "I'm going to get the map from the gas station owner," said the man with the yellow hat. "You hop back in the car, George. Wait there for me and don't get into trouble." George got behind the steering wheel. It was fun to turn the wheel and pretend to drive the car. There were all kinds of knobs and buttons and switches on the dashboard in front of him. And next to the steering wheel was a large black handle with a red tip. What was it? George was curious. It was the handbrake. He pushed it down and suddenly the car started to roll down the hill. It was fun to feel the car moving, but before too long, the car was going too fast. George was scared. He didn't know how to stop the car. What should he do next? He pushed a round black button and the radio came on.
"People, here's the latest news,"
said a voice. Then George pulled a long yellow switch and the windshield wiper started. Would it stop rolling if he pulled the same black handle with the red tip? It worked. The car came to a stop at the curb. "Help, the camper! It's rolling down the hill!" The camper had come unhitched and was coming down the street. At the bottom of the hill was a traffic light. It was green, and people were about to cross the street. What could George do? He had to make the people stop. Quickly, he climbed the nearest telephone pole. Then he jumped across the telephone wires to the middle of the intersection where the traffic light was hanging. He held onto the wire with his hands and twisted the traffic light with his feet. Now the red light faced the people, and they stopped right at the curb. The camper sailed through the intersection and stopped at the bottom of the hill. All the people from the gas station came running. The owner, the woman with the big station wagon, the man and the woman who had been trying to hitch the camper to the car, and the man with the yellow hat. They had seen what happened from the top of the hill. "Thank you, George. Thank you for saving the people from our runaway camper," said the man who had been in such a hurry. "Next time, I'll stop rushing and be more careful." All the people at the curb thanked George, too. "I'm so glad you're safe, George," said the man with the yellow hat. "Now we can begin our trip." George and the man with the yellow hat got back into the little blue car and drove off.